The market just shifted. And here's what that means for you. Charlotte just got ranked the number 3 buyer-friendly market in the entire country by Zillow. The National Association of Realtors also named us a top 10 home buying spot for 2026. Inventory is up almost 20%, and for the first time in years, buyers actually have breathing room. But here's the thing. Numbers without context are just noise. So in today's video, I'm going to break it all down. What's exactly happening in Charlotte right now, what it means if you're buying, what it means if you're selling, and the one trend most people are completely ignoring. My name is Evie DeJesus. I'm a Charlotte realtor specializing in relocation, first-time buyers, and Spanish-speaking families. And this is your January 2026 market update. Let's get into it. All right, let's set the foundation. Here's where Charlotte stands as we start 2026. The median sales price across Charlotte region came in at just under $400,000. That's $399,990 to be exact, which represents about a 2% increase year over year. For single family homes specifically, we're looking at $415,000. That's up 3.7%. Now, here's where it gets interesting for buyers. Active inventory hit 10,632 units. That's a 19.2% jump from last year. We also saw over 4,100 new listings come on the market in January alone. That's up 7%. And here's a healthy sign. Both closed sales and contract activity were stronger than last year. So people aren't sitting still, they're transacting. The market is active. And the average days on market, 60 days, that's up 20%. Homes are sitting longer, which means if you're a buyer, you have time to think. You have time to negotiate. You have time to be strategic. Months of supply is now at 2.8. That's up 12%. We're not quite at a balanced market yet. That's typically around 4 to 6 months, but we are moving in that direction. And the sale to list price ratio is sitting between 94 and 96%. That means sellers are negotiating. They're coming off their asking price. And for the first time in a long time, the data is telling us that Charlotte is normalizing in a healthy way. Now, let me put that in perspective for you because this is a big deal. So Zillow just ranked Charlotte number 3 on their list of the best buyer-friendly markets in the country for 2026. And the National Association of Realtors included Charlotte in their top 10 home buying hotspots as well, citing our job growth as a major factor. So what does that mean practically? It means national attention is building. More people are going to be looking at Charlotte. And here's the strategic takeaway. When demand increases, the window of opportunity for buyers who move early gets smaller. So if you've been watching and waiting, this data should be your signal to get serious. More homes on the market means more choices and real negotiating power. Prices are growing moderately at a sustainable pace, and sellers are willing to meet you at the table. Here's what I'll tell you. You don't need to wait for the perfect rate. You just need the right strategy. When I work with buyers, I coordinate with your lender early. I walk you through every decision point before you get there, and I make sure nothing catches you off guard. And if you're relocating, I don't just help you find a house. I become your local resource immediately. I've helped families close in under 30 days, build 2-day touring plans, and land homes that felt impossible to find because I understand what relocation feels like. I lived it myself 16 years ago when I moved from New York City to Charlotte. One more thing for buyers. New construction is one of the most searched terms in Charlotte real estate right now, and for good reason. With the existing inventory of older homes still limited, a lot of buyers are finding that building new gives them modern amenities, energy efficiency, and in many cases, better long-term value, especially for relocation families who want move-in ready without the competition. Now, sellers, let's have an honest conversation. Remember the days of listing your home on a Thursday and having 5 offers by Sunday? For most price points, that chapter is closing. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it to prepare you. With the sale to list ratio sitting between 94 and 96%, pricing strategy is everything right now. The era of aspirational pricing, listing high just to see what happens, that's done. Done. The market is telling us that sellers who price realistically from day one are the ones getting results. Here's something a lot of people are missing though. While single family homes are still holding strong with almost a 4% price increase, the condo and townhouse market is a completely different story. Townhouse construction has surged, and that oversupply right now has actually pushed median prices down about 2.8%. So if you're selling a townhouse, your strategy has to be sharper than ever. Cinematic marketing, targeted digital reach, structured weekly reporting, and a strategy that creates demand instead of waiting for it. And I back that up with a no long-term contract guarantee. I don't rely on a contract to keep you. I rely on performance. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, mortgage rates. Rates averaged around 6.6% through most of 2025. The forecast for 2026 is that we'll see some of these come down into the low sixes, around 6.3%, as the Fed potentially moves on rate cuts. That might not sound like a huge difference, but on a $400,000 home, that shift can save you real money every single month. And here's the other side of it. When rates drop, homeowners who've been locked in with low rates from 2020 and 2021 are finally gonna list. That means more inventory coming, which is healthy, but it also means more competition for buyers. So the smart move, buy now while you have negotiation power and less competition. Lock in your home, and when the rates come down, refinance into a better payment. That's your strategy. Don't wait for the perfect move with a plan. Okay, here's the piece most agents aren't going to tell you, where the smart money is actually going. Everyone's watching South End and Ballantyne, and those are great neighborhoods, but some of the smartest moves right now are happening in areas like Concord, where you get affordability plus I-85 access, or Wesley Heights, which is one of the boom corridors that most people still aren't paying attention to. Now, if you've been watching the Uptown and South End development merger, that corridor is creating new office and retail hubs that are going to reshape demand in those zip codes. And if you're tax conscious, Fort Mill in South Carolina continues to attract families who want Charlotte proximity with South Carolina tax benefits. That cross-state conversation is one I have with my clients all the time. Another thing to keep up on your radar, the new light rail extensions planned for West Charlotte. Infrastructure, like historically, moves property values, and the people who position early are the ones who benefit the most. There's always a growing trend, and I'm watching the boomerang buyer. People who left Charlotte for larger metros like New York City or Chicago, and they're now coming back to Charlotte. They want the lifestyle, they want the cost of living advantage, and they're motivated. And if that's you, trust me, I get it on a personal level. The point is this: understanding the Charlotte market isn't just about knowing the median price. It's about knowing which neighborhoods are moving, why they're moving, and how to position yourself before everyone else figures it out. And that's exactly the kind of conversation I have with my clients every single day. So here's your next step. Whether you're a first-time buyer trying to figure out if right now is the right time, or a seller wondering how to position your home in this new market, or a family relocating to Charlotte and you need someone who actually understands what that transition feels like, I'm here. I'm ready. Drop a comment below and tell me, are you buying, selling, or relocating in 2026? And if you're a Spanish speaker and you want this update in Espanol, let me know, I got you. If this video helped you understand the market better, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss next month's update. And if you're ready to have a real conversation about your goals, the link to book a free strategy call is in the description below. I'm Evie DeJesus, your Charlotte real estate advisor, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.